lesson is on theoretical probability. What is theoretical probability? To determine theoretical probability, we can find the probability of an event through reasoning about the outcome in the sample space. A probability found this way is theoretical probability. You can also consider theoretical probability as the mathematical probability of an event occurring. When all outcomes of an action are equally likely, you can use the theoretical probability formula. So here we see we have the probability of the event that equals to the number of favorable outcomes out of the number of possible outcomes. Keep in mind the number of possible outcomes is basically the number of your sample. The favorable outcomes are the outcomes in the sample space that satisfy the event. During this unit, we're going to learn about both theoretical and experimental probability. Let's compare and contrast them. Theoretical probability is based on reasoning about equally likely outcomes in a sample space. It also compares the number of favorable outcomes to the number of possible outcomes. Experimental probability is based on observing outcomes of repeated trials of an action. It's when you're actually conducting an experiment. It also compares the number of times the event occurs to the total number of trials. Here are two views of the same number cube showing its 6 faces. Find the theoretical probability of rolling a 0. So step 1, each side is equally likely to land face up. Okay, so that means that it's equally likely to occur. When we're looking at this number cube, we see the numbers 0, 2, 3, 1, 4, and 0. Step number 2, the sample space. If we look at our sample space again, we see that our possible outcomes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. Step 3, there are 2 outcomes that are 0. Since there are 2 outcomes that are 0, that number goes over the number of possible outcomes, which is 6. Again, the sample space has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible outcomes. That's our denominator. Out of those 6 possible outcomes, 2 of them are 0, so 2 out of 6, or 1/3, is the probability of rolling a 0 on the number cube. Look at this example. One spin of the spinner is our action. So again, action is what you're going to do. Find the probability that the spinner stops on each type of space. So we're going to start with red. If we look at our spinner, 1, 2, 3 are red shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We cannot simplify 3 out of 8, so we will leave it written just as that. The next one we see shows a number less than 10. If we look at our spinner, all of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all less than 10. So that means 8 out of 8 numbers are less than 10, which means that all the numbers on one whole are less than 10. If we look at the next one, it says red with an odd number. So here we're only looking at red numbers, and we have the numbers 1, 4, and 6. The only one that is an odd number is 1. So that means 1 out of 8 are red with an odd number. Now we're looking at yellow. Well, if we look at our spinner, we see it has red, blue, and green, but no yellow. So 0 out of 8 are yellow. Now we're looking at the probability of green. We see that we have 2 sectors out of 8 that are green. We can simplify that by dividing those by 2. So that will simplify to 1/4 of the sectors on the center being green. The last one we have is blue with an odd number. We have 3 that are blue, but only 5 and 7 are odd. So that means 2 out of 8 are odd numbers that are blue with an odd number. We simplify to 1 out of 4. Suppose you choose a button at random from this bag of buttons. What is the probability of choosing a blue button? So if we look at the buttons, we have a total number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buttons in the bag. Out of those 12 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are red. Blue. 6 are blue out of 12. 6 out of 12 will simplify to 1/2. So 1/2 of the buttons are blue. The second question says, what is the probability of choosing a 2-hole button? So we have to look for the ones that have 2 holes. Here's 1, 2, 3. And 4. 4 out of 12 of the buttons have 2 holes. We can simplify 4/12 by dividing by 4, which means 1/3 of the buttons have 2 holes. The spinner is divided into 2 unequal sectors. When the sectors are unequal, the outcomes are not equally likely. We see that 3/4 of our spinner is red, while 1/4 of the spinner is blue. In order to find the theoretical probability, we're going to need for the spinner to be divided equally in order to have equally likely probability. Will a baby be a boy or a girl? Well, if we're looking at this, we have 2 possible outcomes with our sample study. If the outcomes boy and girl are equally likely, then boy would be 1 out of 2 or 50%. When writing our probability, we can write it as both a fraction and a percent. Find the probability of the event when rolling a 12-sided die. A 12-sided die would have the numbers 1 through 12 written on it. So that means there are 12 possible outcomes. The probability that we're trying to figure out is the probability less than 3. If it's a number less than 3, it doesn't include 3. There are 2 numbers that are less than 3, numbers 1 and 2. So 2 out of 12 numbers are less than 3. We can simplify by dividing by 2, and that means that 1/6 would be the theoretical probability of rolling a number less than 3. A class is flipping a coin to see what the probability of getting tails is. Keep in mind when we flip a coin, one side is heads and one side is tails. The class flips a coin 49 times and tails comes up 31 times and heads comes up 18 times. What is the experimental probability of getting heads or tails? So when it comes to this experimental probability is the probability that you're given within your problem. They tell us that the coin is flipped 49 times. So 49 is our sample space. Out of those 49 times, it came up tails 31 times. So 31 out of 49 is the experimental probability, because that's what happened when the experiment was actually conducted. So when the experiment was conducted 49 trials, or conducted 49 times of flipping the coin, it landed on tails 31. So again, the experimental probability of getting tails is 31 out of 49. Now the theoretical probability is the mathematical probability. With flipping a coin, our sample space will be heads or tails. So the theoretical probability of getting tails will be 1 out of 2 possible outcomes. And if we look at the experimental probability, we see that 31 is more than half of 49, whereas the theoretical probability will be 1 half. In one family, a child's score for the day is chosen at random. The table shows the results of using the spinner to simulate 99 days of tours. For which tour is the number given by the simulation closest to the number predicted by the theoretical probability? Well, if we look at the theoretical probability of the tours, there are 1, 2, 3 tours. If we look at the spinner, we see there are 3 possible tours. Out of those 3 possible tours, there's 1 for clearing the table, 1 for setting the table, and 1 for washing the dishes. So there's a 1 out of 3 probability of clearing the table, 1 out of 3 probability of setting the table, and 1 out of 3 probability of washing the dishes. Now let's look at the experimental probability. Alright, so looking at the experimental probability, or the probability given by the simulation, we see 55 out of 59 for red, or out of 99 for red, 32 out of 99 for blue, and 12 out of 99 for yellow. Well, all of the tours have a 1/3 probability. 1/3 probability with a denominator of 99 would be 33 out of 99. So 33 out of 99, the one that would be the closest would be blue at 32 out of 99. So for which tour is the number given by the simulation closest to the number predicted by the theoretical probability? That would be blue, which is clearing the table. This is theoretical probability.